He is Jalen
What
Rhodes.
up, dog?
I'm David Jacoby.
And on the cool check-in,
Together we're Jalen Jacoby. What is it that we
we
do?
give the people what they want.
Jalen, every single day, it seems like we're taking another baby step closer to NBA basketball coming back. The latest is that Adam Silver, it is reported, will give sort of the rules and the guidance for a return for teams to gather together in practice that's expected on June 1st. Jalen, what do you think about this announcement?
Terrific leader, Adam Silver of the NBA. And I like that we're making progress towards hoping to get players and organizations back functioning so that ultimately we can see NBA basketball. I want people to understand, while I believe some states have loosened restrictions really early, I think for NBA players and sports in itself, if we can get them back up and running, even without fans, Jacoby, it is worth it.
Absolutely.
Find a way to make it happen. It is worth it.
Well, just to sort of, to detail exactly how this is supposed to work is teams will get together in their practice facilities, have some practices, and then at some point there's going to be a travel to a bubble, which has been reported as Orlando or potentially Las Vegas. And inside this bubble is where the games will actually happen, obviously not in front of fans. Jalen, there's also some guidelines about the bubble. Players are not supposed to go in and out, but Jared Dudley recently said that he would be allowed to go in and out of the bubble, but not stars like LeBron and AD. What do you think about the bubble policies?
So here's what I think about the bubble policy. How many teams is that? Is it the 30 NBA teams? Is it 16 teams that are going to make the playoffs? Will we have time to finish the regular season? Those are all questions that are still up in the air as it amounts to numbers. But being in a bubble, Jacoby, with people who have millions and franchises that are worth billions, is a lot different. It's not going to be 15 guys in a one-bedroom apartment. They'll be just fine. They'll be just fine. I promise you.
I think they'll be
taken care of. And for the best players, they make the rules. And the rules are going to be everybody need to stay. That's going to be the rule. I don't care what's said in a press conference. Adam Silver doesn't have to say it. A coach doesn't have to say it. Playoff teams with leadership are going to make sure all 15 of their guys stay in the bubble until they get eliminated or win it all.
Yes, I would say both of the venues they're discussing, both Las Vegas and Orlando, have plenty of hotel accommodations to make these players and the staff comfortable. I think one question you asked is, what does it look like? Did all 30 teams come back, or the 16 playoff teams? There's also a little bit of discussion about a play-in tournament, and I kind of love this idea, and I think it should look like this, like 7, 8, 9, and 10 currently right now play basically a 4-team tournament to get the 7th and 8th spots in the playoffs, and then they join 1 through 6 in a traditional playoff format. What do you think about that?
I really like it, and here's why. 7 and 8 may think that's unfair, but guess what? You guys didn't finish the season. It's still about 20 games left, so anything could have happened, including injuries. Also, you want to engage more fan bases as possible. So now 7 through 10 is engaged. But those should be the only squads, Jacoby. We're only talking about 20 teams, in my opinion, playing basketball. For the lower 10, the lower third of the league, their season's over. Their seasons could be over. We don't want to see them, by the way. And Adam, we don't want to see 10 of the teams for sure.
We're good.
Okay.
We're good.
We're good.
I saw footage of Kevin Love at the Cavs facility. I was like, shout to you for getting your shots up, Kevin Love, but I don't know what you're doing there because y'all ain't coming back to play. You know the teams like the Hawks and the Warriors and the Cavs, like those teams you will not see play in this bubble environment. I'm almost positive of that. I'm almost positive. So, Jalen, do you know one of the reasons I love this 7, 8, 9, 10 play-in tournament thing? Because in the West, we could potentially have Zion versus Ja. I just want Zion versus Ja. Anytime we can get a Zion versus Ja, I'm all for it. Because the Eastern Conference 7 through 10 won't be as intriguing, but I think the Western Conference 7 through 10 would be something I would be very, very interested in if they go that route. And again, I just made up the 7 through 10 thing. This has not been reported. But if they go a route with some sort of play-in tournament, do you think there will be regular season games before that to warm up, or just like exhibition warm-up games?
It's all about timing. The more time you have a normal training camp where guys get a chance to come in for 2 or 3 weeks and then you try to play some exhibition games and or finish some regular season games, 5 or 10 of them probably, up to 10. But then as the time compresses, your options get shortened. And I love your 7 through 10 play in. That engages 20 fan bases, 20 NBA teams, and it creates a level of surprise that what's going to happen if the Blazers are healthy? What's going to happen if Philly is healthy? Who's going to be playing at their apex? All types of crazy things could take place in that scenario. But again, those final 10 teams, those lower thirds, we don't want to see y'all this year. We don't want to see y'all this year.
No.
Congratulations.
And I hate to be
do whatever you got to do, but we'll see y'all next season.
I hate to be negative, Jacoby, about this, but this whole proposal is just so tenuous because all it takes is a couple positive tests, and then one person spreads it around to one team, and then all of a sudden this whole bubble idea kind of falls apart. But you know what? I have high hopes. I want to see NBA basketball come back. I want to hear the squeaking shoes and watch the scores, and I cannot wait. We'll see what happens next. But now we have some very important news that matters. Jalen, serious scientists, astrologists, some of the best minds in the world at NASA say they have found evidence of a parallel universe, just like ours, except time runs backward. Now, I know that you've studied this topic intensely. You've read all of the research on it. So I want you to explain to our viewers exactly what that means when there is a parallel universe where time runs backwards.
So usually that means if today is Thursday, you would spell it backwards. Same thing with time. It goes backwards. NASA also, Jacoby, and correct me if I'm wrong, really confirmed that this wasn't true. But either way, I think everything that's sorted in my brain is happening backwards by the time it comes out of my mouth. I've always
so here we have
felt like
here
that.
We have an image of you. See, that's you in the future, old you, and then there's young you in the parallel universe going backwards. And I can't really tell which one of those two Jalens I want to hang out with more, but I think this Jalen that I have in front of me is probably the ideal Jalen because neither of those Jalens are going to be as much fun as this one for very, very different reasons. When we come back, we're going to do something we rarely do: argue over a list that ESPN put out. Stay tuned. See
Y'all
what that
so
is.
unprofessional.
2 minutes. Welcome back to Jalen and Jacoby. Jalen Rose, ESPN has put out their top 5 players of the Western Conference franchises, and one of them stood head and shoulders above the others, and that was the Los Angeles Lakers. Magic, Jerry West, Kobe, Kareem, Shaquille. Jalen, question for you is, what would LeBron James have to do in the purple and gold to replace one of those legends?
That's arguably the toughest top 5 to crack. Because if you look at that list, 4 of those guys are amongst the 10 best players to ever do it, basically on anybody's list. And the 5th guy is the logo of the NBA in Jerry West. Just think about that. And so many people would be like, LeBron should be on there right now. No, he shouldn't. In order to crack the Lakers, you got to do some special things in purple and gold. For me, he would have to win 2 championships in order to crack that top 5 in Laker lore. As far as passing Magic Johnson on the top 5, he has to win 1 more, in my opinion.
Interesting. Well, Jalen, I had a different list. I actually did this exercise myself. And if you take a look at my selections, a lot of people forget that some legends wore the purple and gold. Steve Nash, Lance Stevenson, Ron Artest, Karl Malone. People forget Karl Malone's a Laker. And, of course, Jack Nicholson. What do you think about my top 5 of all time for the Lakers?
I like your list. You represented New York City to the fullest. You so East
Absolutely.
Coast. You got Ron Artest on there. You got your guy Lance on there.
We have an important update on a story that we've been covering with journalistic vigor, and that, of course, is Pizzagate. The update that we have now on the flu game Pizzagate is this: Tim Grover, Michael's trainer, said that after the supposed food poisoning of the pizza, that when they would go out and eat dinner, that Michael Jordan would insist that everyone there order the same thing he orders, and they would switch plates to sort of avoid something like that happening in the future. Before I ask you a question, I want to say this. If I am part of anybody's entourage, there is no one who is as so important and so important to me in my life that I care about so much that I will allow them to dictate what I order at a restaurant. I'm not rocking with this no matter what, no matter who you are. Jalen, what do you think of this policy?
Don't understand how a staff works and entourage works. Shout out to Tim Grover, who I've worked out with. Shout out to David Falk, who was also my agent. They were on MJ's staff, Jacoby, and everybody wanted to make sure that he was healthy and able to perform at an optimum level. It's a sacrifice you make for the team.
Way. I'm not making that
You're
sacrifice.
Just a die easy fan.
No.
That's not loyal to barbers. That's just your personality.
No, if Jordan says that we all have to get what he gets, I'm like, no. How about you tell me what you want and I'll order that, and then I'll tell you what I want and you order that. Like, there's other ways to do this. What if, you know what I mean? He's just like,
what difference do it make? Let me.
Because I don't want to eat whatever Michael Jordan eats. I don't care. I don't want Michael Jordan to dictate what I'm having for dinner. I'm not eating with Michael Jordan if that's the case. It's that simple. There's no amount of money in the world that you can pay me to make me eat things I don't want to eat.
You're missing the whole point. You're missing the whole point. First off, you know that if you ain't paying attention, he might spit on the food. First off, so you got to be paying attention. Next, he picking up the check. You can order whatever you want. You know how many times I done sat at dinners and watched people that were my friends and family order stuff they would never order if they was paying for it? You can order whatever you want. So if that's what it is, go ahead and order him whatever he wants and still eat whatever you want.
Jalen, do you know how many times that we have gone to lunch and you've ordered food, not just for yourself, but also food for your friends and family and food to go, and then just gave me a pound and left me with the bill? It's happened more times than you think, and you're rich. Come on, Jay. Well, Jalen, we will see some NBA action, I believe, soon, but we do have some NBA players playing some serious basketball to get warmed up. Here we have DeJounte Murray, who just sort of like saw some kids playing hoops in the driveway and decided to join them. But why he beasts all over these kids? What do you think about DeJounte's way to get ready for the bubble environment?
Oh, he giving the people what they want.
Yes.
I love those environments when you out there and you dominant Wilt Chamberlain style, playing in the backyard, playing with some youngsters, because a lot of times they don't understand what it takes, Jacoby. They think they're going hard with their dribbling moves. They think they're going strong to the bucket. They think they're a good finisher. They think they can shoot with some accuracy. Then every now and then, a high school player, a college player, a pro player shows up and teaches you that's a different level that you got to work to in order if you want to play this game for a living.
Mike Tyson sent Jalen a video and said, play this on Jalen and Jacoby, so we will. Right after this, just 2 minutes. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Jalen and Jacoby. Jalen, just like it seems like every day we get closer and closer to the NBA coming back, and I'm not kidding, every day it seems like we're closer and closer to Mike Tyson actually boxing somebody in the squared circle. Look at this video that he sent to Jalen Rose. Jalen, why did he send you this video?
Because Mike is that deal, an all-time great and a legend, a friend of mine. And don't be surprised if it's some fight news that's breaking as it relates to Mike Tyson participating. And do not be surprised that we're going to be your update spot for all Tyson videos and news until we have
all
him come
Tyson
on the show
news
and
we will
after.
Cover. All Tyson news
all
we will cover.
Tyson
because
news.
I'm obsessed with Mike Tyson because he blatantly disrespected me when he talked with T.I. Let's run that clip, Nestor.
But also, Tip and Mike and Tip.
I like that because I see Jalen Rose has his little guy with him, Jalen and Jacob.
Right. So
Jacoby and Jalen.
I'm gonna fight Mike Tyson. You know what? I'm gonna fight Mike Tyson. I'm ready for the fight. I'm gonna fight you, and I'll prove that I am not just Jalen's little guy. Jalen,
I'll tell you the only person that can fight Mike Tyson. This is the only person that can fight Mike Tyson.
Okay.
The only person.
Jalen, we also have some interesting footage from Instagram, not just of Mike Tyson, but of someone else who's soon going to return to action. Here we have Cam Newton. He's on Instagram. He's doing weird little workouts. He's also throwing to receivers, all in black and white for some reason. Jalen, very simple question. Why doesn't Cam Newton have a team right now?
So it disappoints me that squads like my Lions just don't take a flyer. But anyway, to be honest with you, it's because he's injured, Jacoby. And uniquely, based on what he's accomplished, unlike Jameis Winston, he's been an MVP. So he's not going to take a 1-year, $1 million contract to learn from Drew Brees. Cam Newton if he's healthy, is a legitimate franchise quarterback. And if and when he gets healthy, I hope he ends up with the Patriots. I really do.
hope he comes back. We will be back at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Right now, stay tuned because Dan Le Batard and Highly Questionable is next.
Thank you.